Test.
Talk.
Redline.
Bobby.
Because funny.
Okay. Let's see if this works. Anyway, hey guys, this is SRM's Quasar filling in for Paragon. He's feeling a little sick today, so I'm gonna be filling in for him and shit.
Aww.
Shut up. Anyway, we're gonna go from left to right. Let's start on the left. What's your name?
Hello, good people. I'm Eclipse Bunny.
Hey y'all, I'm Redline.
I'm Bobito.
And this is Opinionation Gaming. So, we got a couple things we want to discuss. We have a couple things we got. Since apparently I gotta be a little louder. We have a couple of things.
I think that's more lively.
Just a little bit.
We have a couple things I want to discuss today. It's been a pretty disappointing week and shit in gaming. Would you guys agree?
Here.
To an extent, yeah.
I mean, Mighty Number 9 released and it didn't have the best reviews, especially for a game that...
The best reviews? Niggas shitted on it. Niggas didn't give it a chance.
Yeah, well, $4 million.
Down the drain.
Kinda.
Wasted.
I mean, shit look like trash. It looked like a PSP game. But
Yeah.
we saw a review. I don't think any of us has played it yet. Have you played on it?
Have you ever
No.
played Mega Man X?
I haven't played a Mega Man game.
What?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
You've never
I
played
haven't
one Mega
either.
Man game?
No.
Well, who are you people?
Wow.
Well, I'm Eclipse Bunny. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. It. I mean, it. I'm not entirely. Now, from my understanding, it's a Kickstarter game, right?
Yeah.
And the guy who kickstarted it was one of the original makers of the old, like the retro Mega Mans.
If Japanese.
Oh.
Some Japanese.
Well,
Insert Japanese thing
yeah,
here.
I mean, it definitely has a Mega Man aesthetic to it, but it doesn't look like a Mega Man game. I can see the inspiration, but it doesn't pan out well. And the game had been pushed back quite a couple of years ago. But I don't know. I think a lot of people were just upset at the fact that for a $4 million budget that was crowdfunded,
You didn't get your money's worth.
yeah, it's just like you could have did more.
Everybody
agree
that
with
funded that Kickstarter wanted to kickstart their asses.
Or start kicking their ass.
Don't hurt yourself. But nah, like I saw the review on it, and game looks like PSP game. Best way I can describe it. It looks really boring.
It's like a Steam game.
Yeah, especially with somebody who's so renowned in the gaming world, for it to come out like that, it definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I feel like they just got tired of people complaining about how long it was taking, and they just said, "Fuck it, here you go."
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean,
Don't blame us for it being shitty.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it got pushed, like Redline said, it did get pushed back a couple of years, but damn.
right. Yeah.
Y'all could have just kept pushing it back if it's going to release that.
It's like, what, you all are getting on my nerves. You just take it. Just take it.
Like, you know what? Fuck it. I was trying to do something
I'm
nice
keeping
for
this
you.
other $3 million though.
Yeah, man. So that bombed. Next thing, moving on. I don't know what Capcom is doing. Speaking of Mega Man and shit. Umbrella Corps.
You mean years ago?
That shit looked like you could have released it on the phone for free.
I agree.
That's what instant free phone game. I was like, huh, okay. This shit.
I was gonna check it out too because I didn't play Operation Raccoon City, but
Which was maybe the better game. After what I seen, yeah, because Operation Raccoon City was like a third person shit.
Yeah,
and that Umbrella Corps is third person too, but Raccoon City was like more classic Resident Evil Survivor. It was still a bad game, but
yeah. Whereas Call of Duty Raccoon Warfare looks kind of
Call of Duty Raccoon Warfare.
Raccoon Warfare.
Counter-Strike edition.
Right.
I mean, the zombies got killed and teleported into goo. Like,
Yeah,
that's the laziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, that shit looked like
it's
something
like
a dog would throw up. No, I take that back because what a dog would throw up looked way more attractive than wherever the fuck that was on the floor.
I mean, could the game not handle the polygons of dead zombies on stuff.
It's on PS4.
It's a phone game.
Yeah.
It's a phone game. That's what it is.
I'm trying to figure out what their core demographic was for this game because it came out to no fanfare. A lot of people didn't even know it released. Mm-hmm. It looks like trash. It looks like they did the laziest job ever and just said, "Here, fuck it."
Right.
I feel like they just with the gaming people are doing now. It's just kind of like taking some bullshit, slapping a name on there that they know for a fact is going to bring in money, and then like giving it out to the mass. Like that's basically what they're doing with a lot of games nowadays.
Yeah, gotta agree with you on that. New generation hasn't really impressed me outside of like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, because it's Remake City. That's all.
Remake City or fucking cash grab, fucking
bullshit.
Because that's basically what that was. It was like,
but even for a cash grab, like cash grabs normally have a little bit of polish on it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan. I'm not, but at least puts a little bit of effort into every Call of Duty game. It might be like a yearly game. Same thing with Madden 2K, all the same things. They're yearly releases, but they at least try to appeal to their fans.
Well, they do that, but at the same time, the thing with games like Call of Duty and with Madden or even like 2K is that they have a formula that works so well for them, and it gets them so much money, it gets them so much of a fan base that they actually have a harder job having to be careful of not changing too much versus what they need to change and what needs to be added. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of a give or take.
Right, definitely. No idea what that sound was, right. But on some real shit, like I have no idea what Capcom was thinking.
They weren't thinking. It's just money.
They're not gonna make any.
I mean, for everybody. I mean, obviously, people bought the game because we seen the shitty ass, gameplay. They got enough.
Well, we'll see how that shit go. It's only $30, but it doesn't even look like it's worth that much.
I'm telling you, free phone game.
It's a Steam game.
Can you imagine if it was AAA price?
Yeah.
I mean, that shit
down the drain.
Exactly. Anyway, speaking of Capcom, they do. So we've been hearing. This is for the fighting game fans out there. We've been hearing a little bit of rumblings about a new Marvel vs. Capcom game, maybe in the works.
Bring me Iceman. No chip damage. Let's go.
I haven't played the first one, so I don't know.
First 3.
First 3?
Yeah.
I am so behind, obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah. We see that.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
no eclipse.
I ain't the biggest Marvel vs. Capcom fan, but it does attract a lot of people and shit.
Yeah. Well, what year did Marvel 2 come out? Or Marvel 3, I'm sorry.
2011 or
11?
I feel like y'all should know this.
So we'll see. We'll
it's
see.
a long time
I feel
ago.
like I should.
So we'll see. We'll see.
That's a lot of
Marvel,
liquor bottles ago and shit.
we'll see Marvel 4 in 2020.
I don't know. I feel like, especially since Disney just gave everybody the free reins now to make whatever games.
That's true.
It's the best time to release any type of Marvel game because they're destroying it in the theaters.
They are.
Civil War just came out.
Woo!
Still
I don't care.
You need to get on that red line.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah,
people have mixed reviews about X-Men, but that shit just came out.
That was really how do I say
I just want them to destroy any evidence of the past ones and redo them.
Wait a minute. Well, I actually enjoyed them. They weren't good, but they were enjoyable.
No.
I like the first one a lot.
Maybe it's because they're changing the comic books and everything so much that the movies are also just falling flat for me. So.
Well, I like all the Bryan Singer X-Men movies, except for the last one because I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, X-Men 1 and 2, I like them a lot.
I feel like X-Men is like one of the most overrated series in the world, movie-wise especially. X-Men 1 was pretty lackluster. I mean, it had a good cast, I guess, but nothing really happened.
Right.
I think for me personally, is who they have playing a lot of the characters. Mainly Mystique.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence looks like Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I miss Rebecca Ramon Stamos.
Yes.
Yeah, she was
Wifey.
sexy.
Yeah. Uncle Jesse's wife.
But yeah, like I said, Deadpool just got released.
Yes.
The game?
The greatest.
The movie.
The movie.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen that either?
That beautiful
No.
artwork.
I haven't seen that
Leave the
either.
Get out.
Leave the table.
Get
All right.
out.
Well, this
Can't
has been
read.
Redline. I'll see you guys in the next podcast. But yeah, no, there's a lot of Marvel movies that I still got to catch up on.
We see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You
Deadpool
talked
is
about
like
it at the game.
the best.
So obviously, me and Redline have a lot of catching up to do on a lot of things.
Well, movies wise,
Yeah,
you
you
got
need
a
to
lot
play some games. You need to
Yeah.
watch some movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into the specifics.
Mhm.
That's how we sad.
But yeah, I mean, as far as kind of taking it back to Marvel 3, I mean, or Marvel 4 rather. Marvel 3 has such a, it was such a
Broken
hit.
game?
It was broke. I personally didn't enjoy it because I don't like 3-button fighting games, and it's just not. But I don't know. It did bring a lot of the tournament hype.
It did.
So,
It was a
it
really
was a hype game to watch.
I won't bullshit you there. It was really hype as shit to watch, especially Evo finals, final round finals.
Justin Wong!
Just
Oh, God.
Let's go.
Justin Wong, but now it's kind of died down. Like people are getting tired of the set play.
Yeah.
It's the same people winning over and over again. I mean, watching Hulk, Hagar, and Sentinel win is what's my
Pretty
man's
boring.
name?
Yeah.
What's my man's name? Puerto Rican dude.
Right?
Not Balrog. Oh man, what
Rico
is-
Suave?
No.
No, Flux?
Anyway, who cares? No.
I was about to say, you guys are going to be sitting all day guessing. So,
But no. But a new Marvel vs. Capcom, especially with the influx of fighting games now, would be pretty smart.
Pretty smart? Really smart.
Yeah, really smart. You're right. 'Cause, like, fighting games on the rise now. You got Guilty Gear out. Tekken
Yeah.
7 is coming out. Street Fighter...
Yeah, right.
Eventually. Street Fighter 5 is out. A new Blast Blue is about to release. Skullgirls is getting released on the next generation consoles. Some think...
oh, is it?
yeah.
Oh, I want to play that.
A new Melty Blood, I believe, is coming out.
A new Unio is
They
getting
got a
released.
new Melty Blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Injustice 2. And Just Ass 2. Excuse me. I had something in my throat.
Just
Ass 2 is coming out as well. And then, of course, Mortal Kombat X. So, fighting games are pretty popular right now.
Yeah.
So, if Marvel wanted to do things, especially to capitalize on all the movie shit going on, now would be the good time.
Can we please get Black Panther?
Oh, they
You know they
definitely do
are.
it now.
They have to.
His intro should be, I don't care.
Day one man.
I would laugh, but I don't know what you're referring to.
I'm sorry.
You didn't see that
So
movie
sorry.
immediately. You are ruining
I
your
mean,
life.
I
every
don't
day.
care.
Yeah.
Or we can
Too
get
far
Spider-Man
behind.
to come in on his twin-size bed.
Hey, nothing wrong with having a twin size bed. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, hopefully.
No. His aunt, though.
Yeah, his aunt was sexy as fuck.
I'm May.
Woo.
Yes.
Gotta see the movie.
Gotta see
Gotta
it.
see it.
Yeah.
Sexy tail. Anyway, moving on. So, Capcom, please give us a new Marvel vs. Capcom. Anyway, speaking of disappointments, Sonic.
Ooh, there's a good Sonic game.
When is it not disappointing?
So, word around the streets is a new Sonic game. Yeah, no, big surprise. It's in development and shit.
Because why not?
Sonic Another Adventure.
When's the last time Sonic had a good game?
Sega Genesis.
Never.
Wait a minute. Oh, time out.
Sonic Adventure.
there was-
What did you just say? Hold on. I missed that.
Wait a minute.
say that one more time.
Never.
Leave the tape.
Wow.
You're banned.
Well, that was the member of Opinionation formerly known as.
But you have a special guest coming in.
I'm sorry. If you can show me one where it's not weird and the
Have you
mechanics
played
are-
Sonic 1 through 3? Of
No,
course
because
not.
it looks
Even
weird.
What is wrong with you playing Mario?
Even the ones on Game
Because
Boy
Mario's
were
awesome.
good.
You hate Sonic, but you like Minecraft.
Minecraft is
God.
You hate Sonic.
awesome.
Mario is the same shit. You just jumping on mushrooms instead of fucking animals.
No,
And Sonic is
it's
faster.
not the same.
Yeah,
I forgetting I can curse.
yeah, it's the same shit. Like,
This is a,
and it's got better music. Way better music.
I don't know.
Music.
Yeah.
Find me, okay, we're gonna say it here and now. Find me a Sonic game, and I'll play it. Not that BS that
on the GameCube and
No, not that BS. That was on, I think, on the Xbox 360.
Sonic 2006.
Yeah. Not that BS.
That doesn't exist as far as Sonic.
I don't know. I just couldn't get. I couldn't get into it because it was like.
Couldn't get into what?
Sonic, because it was like, I don't know if it's something that they recently came out with for that game and onward, but a human and then a hedgehog and then other humans.
Well, you know what though?
That game does not exist.
Yes,
what are you talking about?
That game.
No, because they did in TV shows too.
No, they didn't.
I mean, if you're talking about Dr. Robotnik Egghead,
about Chris?
Kids can't do anything really.
It's about Chris from Sonic X. Sorry, yeah, I know about that. Anyway, yeah, Chris from Sonic X.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't trying to get it on with Chris.
I'm not saying get it on. I'm just saying that it was so
shit?
they made it really weird.
Do you like Mario?
Yes, to a certain extent.
Okay.
Did you at least play the Galaxy? No, what? That's a really fun game.
But
I've also never played a Mario.
Because Mario made me rage quit a lot.
I need to play Super Mario Sunshine.
Hell no, that shit trash.
Hell no, it's not.
I watch my cousin play that shit.
Mario Sunshine is not trash.
I watch my cousin play that shit trash.
This is not
I
trash.
rage quit on the ice board because
using
I kept slipping and sliding and falling off.
That's the point.
I'm sorry. I like to try to get through a board in one go.
Play Paper Mario.
I did play Paper Mario. I love it.
Yeah, there we go.
But hopefully Sega has kind of learned from their mistakes in regards to their last few Sonic games.
No.
Hopefully they'll help.
No.
Well, hopefully, and then they'll regain their old fans and new fans like Clips Bunny here. And yeah.
Nah.
We're gonna stream you playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or record it. You'll enjoy it. It's one of the best, if not the best Sonic games ever made.
We'll see.
You're gonna enjoy it.
We'll see.
I think it's the best.
I enjoyed it.
It's only 3.5 good Sonic games.
3.5.
Sonic Generations is the half.
Pop quiz: which one did Michael Jackson do the production for in the music?
Sonic 2.
No.
Sonic 1?
3.
The first one?
The third one.
No, I'm saying the first Sonic 3.
The first Sonic 3.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now you have to play it.
Fun game fact.
Yeah.
Damn, you're right.
Yeah. So, may Sega continue to disappoint us with every Sonic game they make.
Yes.
But until then, they can come out with as many more Yakuza games as they want to. Please.
Is that really developed by Sega?
Yeah. This is
Is it?
Really?
It is developed by Sega. It's the same studio.
I thought they just released it.
They released it, but one of the studios that puts it out too is under Sega. The same ones that did Shenmue. Not Yu Suzuki Studio, but one of the other ones.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's one of my favorite series.
What, Shenmue or Yakuza?
Both.
Yakuza is just a better Shenmue.
Yeah.
Way
Yakuza is like a good spiritual successor to Shenmue.
I say it's way better.
Well, I mean, it's for the time, yeah. But Shenmue back in 2000 was godlike.
I mean,
yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. Anyway, so I know we've mentioned a lot of disappointing shit in games this podcast, but there is one thing a lot of people are hyped about, and that's the new Zelda.
We are.
Yes.
We're hyped about Zelda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly,
This
Mr.
guy.
Bobby. But
This guy.
I won't be a hater. I won't. So it does look pretty interesting.
If
I'm not gonna play it.
If I play
but...
Sonic, if I play Sonic, you have to play Zelda.
Fair.
No. Oh my God.
I think everybody agrees.
Fuck.
It's fair.
I'm gonna play a track. Fine, I will play
Right.
Zelda.
And you will be a fan.
Yes, you will.
Be highly upset playing Zelda.
Fun fact: neither have I played. Not played a Zelda game. Probably never will.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
How are we all friends?
You can't. You can't see what just happened. Me and Mr. Bobby just had a hearty handshake about that. It looks because it looks boring. Like, I'm just being real. Like,
No,
The
I mean,
new
it's
one?
just,
no, the new one
You
looks
can
pretty
set
good.
grass on fire.
New one looks pretty good for a Nintendo game.
It looks like 4 kids did Skyrim.
no, it's
Damn.
Because if they did, it would be more.
No.
What's the word I'm looking for?
It looks looks like 4Kids in Skyrim.
It'll be more censored. I don't think we'd be burning grass.
Funny you say that. Right. Funny you say that though.
Fire turned to water and shit.
Too much water.
No, it's funny you say that because apparently the map in Breath of the Wild is supposed to be how many times bigger than Skyrim?
9 times bigger.
bigger than Skyrim.
4. 9 is ridiculous.
It's bigger than Skyrim.
It is.
And
That's kinda...
for a Zelda game, especially someone who's played all of them, except Wind Waker, that's quite phenomenal. For a Zelda game.
What are you
Like,
gonna do
I'm
with
really
all
excited
that room
for
for
that.
activities?
I don't know. Epona will have a lot of room to run. I know that. That's the worst.
I just want to, catch chickens and set the grass on fire.
Okay, somebody
Break
explain
pots.
about this chicken shit.
What
What about this chicken thing? But you're not supposed to attack the chickens.
So basically, in most Zelda games, every Zelda game has some form or the other of Kakariko Village. And usually in Kakariko Village, they have chickens. In the game, they're called cuckoos. And if you spend too much time beating the chickens, like hitting them, then you'll get like a whole flock of cuckoos that just pop up on the screen, and they take health, and they just peck you. They'll peck you to death.
That's the dumbest
So,
shit.
yeah.
That doesn't sound fun.
That's the most. I get punished for having fun. Type of shit is that.
I also want to make people poor by taking their pots of jewelry.
Okay, that's something I would never understand
Smashing
about
pots.
RPGs like that. Where you
That's
just
right. That's
go
actually,
go to random
I think
people's
the
houses.
only- I
Thanks
think-
for your item.
I think
Just
the
broke
only
into.
the only RPG I played was Skyrim. That they actually punish you for taking something.
I think Bethesda did that with another game, Fallout 3.
They do that with a lot of their games, yeah.
Because
Like, you can't take this. This is not yours.
Right.
Put that back.
It makes sense. Like, if I'm just, I know I'm going around saving the world and shit, but let's say
You
I'm
just
Cloud.
kick down the door.
I'm Cloud. I'm just gonna break in this person's house. Say, what up? Thanks for the sword that you've been saving.
For a lifetime.
For a
Pass down
lifetime
to your
of your
son.
Thanks for the 30 million gil you just had hid up in the drawer. Appreciate that.
It's always thought it was weird. So, okay, we got all these, like, we got blacksmiths, we got gunsmiths. Like, there's no locksmiths in this town. Like, y'all just, like, nobody
Like,
just
you
has a
just
lock.
kick down the door, you run up in the house, you fuck everything up looking for some shit, and then you leave, and they gotta clean it up.
Oh man,
Right.
games like
Like-
that we could just move shit around.
You go in there,
Yeah.
you toss the tables over, messing the bed up. They just sitting, they're still
They just
sitting
like-
at the table that's no longer upright.
And then
Just-
the polygon of the homo is still just standing there waiting to talk to you. Like,
hey guy, what's going on in the world?
Right.
Like, no, I
I
broke
just
into your
tried your house.
house.
Did you not
hey,
see
would
it?
you like to buy, sell, or exit? Like,
I'll never understand that, but it's just funny. Anyway, moving on. I don't know. Zelda's. Which game do y'all want me to play?
Twilight Princess.
I think, well, no. I think you definitely should play Ocarina of Time at some point. But I would say what you want to start
If I can
out.
find it. That
What
shit-
you would
Right.
want to start, like, are you a
I know
fan of
this.
older RPGs too, like overhead kind of style?
Yeah.
Play A Link to the Past. You'll actually really enjoy it. That was actually one of the best ones. In
Is
my
that
opinion.
on?
That's on Super NES. You can find it on most emulators now.
Is it also
You
on?
try
Like,
Wind Waker. I know a place that sells all the old stuff.
Wind Waker's, it wasn't a bad game.
I do want a Super Nintendo.
I personally just didn't care for the
Right?
They
chibi
sell
style
Super
of characters.
Nintendos down the street.
Really?
Retro Taco.
I need to check
Alright,
that.
look, we not advertising now.
They ain't
Look,
paying-
look,
they ain't
look,
paying
watch your
us.
text, I know.
We're not
paying us.
advertising.
But I do need to go. I do want to, because my dad, took my Super Nintendo when he saw me playing Mortal Kombat and shit, because it was too violent.
Because you were too weak.
Every game system we had that I would really love, my brother ended up breaking them. Like, we had a Nintendo, and I think he shoved the cartridge in there too hard. And then we had a 360, and the disc got stuck. And instead of him being patient, he took a knife and just kind of like jammed the knife in the.
That's not
How
how
old
it
is he?
is he 10?
No. Well, how old? He's like a year younger than me.
So he's
Wow.
about 11.
No, that's
About
shut up.
11 and shit. Alright, I tried A Link to the Past,
Yep.
And I'll try Sonic.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Okay.
Oh my god, that
Oh.
game is so godlike.
Devil May Cry as well. I didn't
I
forget.
played Devil May Cry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I played
Which
one.
one?
Yeah.
You hate.
I started playing. I think it was on.
It's only 3.
Yeah.
1,
That
3, and 4.
matter.
1, 3, and 4.
I think I played.
No other ones.
I think it
You
was
know
one.
the Devil May Cry coming?
Nah, I just don't know 3
Right.
personally.
Yeah,
Was it on the
3.
PlayStation?
1, 3, and 4. I don't know why they skipped from 1 to 3. That's weird.
That's so
I don't
weird.
know.
They released
Some
2
people
versions of
don't.
3, but you know.
Yeah, I know.
Some
Right?
people
Maybe that was
kinda-
2. Maybe the first 3 was 2, and they
I
just
don't know.
a translation error.
There we go.
Got it.
But, so you started on the PS2 Devil May Cry, or you played the?
2.
Okay, I thought you played the remake Emo Dante trash. The one where he looks like a Jonas brother.
The new
I
one?
don't recall.
Yeah.
Don't recall.
I seen that and I was like,
okay.
why?
I don't know.
No, because I remember because I started playing Kingdom Hearts 2. So,
Did you play the first one?
I meant the first one when I said 2. I didn't mean I played 2.
Like just jumped into 2 and shit. I
No.
know what's going on. No, but
I still got to play all the other ones. But
all right, I get it. I guess. But
You got
So-
past the game.
yeah.
so we have been talking about a lot of disappointing games outside of Zelda. Ooh. So what do you think is the most disappointing game this generation?
This console generation
Yeah,
so far,
people gonna hate my answer.
But Bobito looked like he got like a good one.
All the Halos
Damn.
after 1.
I'm talking about this generation.
right?
Then Halo 5, 4, whatever it's on right now. Needs to quit.
The new Halo that just came out just said.
Halo 5.
I'm you guys go first because I have to actually think.
I
about
don't
that.
have one
Metal
that
Gear,
I can think of.
Metal Gear 5.
Yeah, well, you know what?
So a sick person just revived.
Somebody had a phoenix feather.
He just got a phoenix down, and he heard me say that.
Paragon is flipping his screen right now.
Right.
He's probably gonna kill me.
Now he's gonna go break pots.
But it's like 13. Okay, spoiler alerts for people who haven't beaten Metal Gear 5. I'm sorry, it's been like a year and almost 2
I was
years.
about to
and
say-
shit.
It's been a while now.
Buy the game if you want to play it. It's only got like 13 real story missions and shit. Like the story is all over the place for real. I see what he's trying to do, but it's rushed. It was like a really rushed game. A lot of the missions are the same thing. It's not a lot of variety in it. It's rescue this person,
Yeah,
get him in a chopper,
It's kind of a grindish game.
destroy this place,
but
get this item. Those are the 3 missions. There's nothing else.
extract this person.
After the first, like, original story, it's a couple. The one where you fight Quiet, that was pretty good. The very first part was pretty good. And it's a part after you beat the first ending with the hospital, but that was pretty good. And I guess the fight against the Man on Fire, but that's about it. Like,
Yeah.
the story was... The plot twist was okay. But in general, outside of the gameplay, it's not a really good Metal Gear game. It's a good game.
Yeah. But you know, now that, after it's all said and done, now that we kind of have a better understanding of the politics that were going on inside Konami and with Hideo Kojima during that time,
I see what happened.
kind of makes a little sense now. It's like, okay.
No, but I think that's the blame on both parties because Kojima was, he just likes to spend money.
Yeah, he was spending money.
So I can understand why Konami is like, yeah, man, you need to chill out. We about to make us bankrupt and shit. so, but they could have just canceled it. I would have been better with that instead of the game that I got. So that's my of this generation. What about you, Clips Bunny?
I don't really have one.
What?
Not that I can, because I didn't play a lot of games this year because a lot of them just looked like,
But Minecraft is so bad.
It is pretty bad.
Y'all gonna chill on Minecraft, right?
You said the wrong thing, mind trash.
Oh, my bad.
Chill.
I apologize.
Minecraft
Mind trash.
is the best game ever in life next to Zelda. So, eat it. That's just my opinion.
Mind trash.
But I don't really have one because I didn't play a lot of games because a lot of them just kind of looked It just kind of, I'm like, I start playing games and then I'm just kind of like bored with them after a while because they're like all the freaking same. And I'm like,
Out of the ones that were, you didn't like one the least?
See, I can't say because I played a lot of. I ended up playing a lot of the PC games that were free that came out. Like, when Five Nights was free, Five Nights, or I waited until they became free. Like the stupid games that you play just for fun. So, like, I Am Bread, that shit's fucking hilarious.
I agree.
It's pretty funny.
Ghost Simulator and stuff like that. Or I just play Minecraft.
Mine trash.
Anyway, because I'm, like, the only games that actually came out, the games that I want to play and I'm hyped about are the ones that just were released at E3. Yeah. So.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. It's not.
God of War.
What about you, Mr. Bobito? Oh, you said Halo 5.
I really don't. I like her. I don't really have a game that's like utterly disappointed me. I always review everything, YouTube wise, or can't use IGN anymore. You say, too much water is bad apparently. But, I don't know. I really don't have I've never been utterly disappointed. Like I gotta return this. Well,
because we end up nowadays you can like literally before you play a game you can watch the gameplay and decide for yourself whether you want to play it or not. So it kind of stops you from being disappointed.
The reason I chose Metal Gear 5 is I was so hyped for the game. Ground Zeroes is a better game to me than Metal Gear 5, and that's like an hour demo.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just it was so. It's not a bad game. Don't get me wrong. It's really good, but it's just not a good Metal Gear game. No. And as a Metal Gear fan, it's like a slap in the face.
Another thing that I felt they kind of wasted with Metal Gear 5 was, it's like, it's open world, and it feels huge whether you're in Afghanistan or you're in Zimbabwe. Yeah, you got to drive everywhere, and it's a lot of open, empty space.
Yeah.
And
they could have gave us a quick, what do you call those things?
Like a quick travel?
Yeah, quick travel.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of nothing.
Well, you kind of had it with the helicopter, but you still
spend money.
You still got like 5 miles.
And then you gotta jump in a helicopter and there's a loading screen. I'm like, no, just give me.
My most disappointing game this generation actually comes from this year. I'm gonna say Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Because
I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I got Mirror's Edge back in, I think it was 2008 when it came out, and it was really short. It was kind of buggy. But I was kind of connected to the story. I was interested. It was a fun game. It was a very innovative game.
Yeah.
And parkour was kind of really getting popular. So I don't understand how in 8 years, how the fuck do you all they still have a lot of the same bugs that they had in the first one. So you might end up in a corner, you're still infinitely falling, and you just stuck, or the kind of spaghetti noodle ragdoll physics of dying enemies. It's not a realistic, well put together game. It's not refined.
It's like a cash grab.
Yeah, it's just okay, we're gonna use the name and make another one real quick or whatever.
How do you feel about the combat? I played a little bit of it.
The combat wasn't. I mean, it's better than it was in the first one, because in the first one you just really had to evade everybody because they're just gonna whoop your ass. In this one, though, it's been kind of dummied down because you essentially have light attack, hard attack, whatever. But it almost doesn't. It doesn't feel like it really makes any difference, because if you just mash it, you're gonna beat
everybody.
You're gonna beat anybody. So it doesn't matter. So it's not really a challenging game. And then it's open world, it's free roam, but it's just okay. Between that and then the side missions, which are just usually race or deliver this package or pick this up, and it's just kind of a repetitive game.
So I would think that I think we all in agreement that the most disappointing thing this generation is the clutterness of open world games.
Yeah.
Everything does not need Metal Gear 5 did not need to be open world.
No, it
didn't. Mirror's Edge kind of lost a lot of its soul, so to speak, with this open world approach.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna do open world, at least give us something to do within that open world.
Right. Which is kind of explains the success of Grand Theft Auto
and
for so many years. Because it's just there's so much you can do in the game that
fuck some shit up.
Especially with online.
Especially in 5, who wants to play tennis in the game? But you can do it. Just
fuck
it.
Right.
You can do it. It's an option.
And even though I'm not the biggest Witcher 3 fan, it's a lot of shit to do in that game.
Yeah.
So it's And even in Skyrim, I'm not the biggest Skyrim fan. There's a lot of shit to do in that game.
Yeah.
So every game does not need to be open world. Uncharted 4 has an open world area, but it's pretty linear and it is an amazing game. Tomb Raider has an open world area,
right?
But it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit to do in that little area.
Yeah.
It's a linear game. It's
Right.
So it's,
yeah. I mean, if I have to trade in open world experience for content, I'd do that 100 times over. Yeah.
Right. Same thing I feel. So, piggybacking off of that, what are you guys' most disappointing game ever that you were just waiting for as a little 3-year-old kid? Like, damn, I can't wait till this shit come out, and that shit was trash. Shit was garbage. You was like, fuck, mom.
We're speaking.
Why don't you slap me in the face and tell me this shit was gonna be bad?
Right. Why did you let me buy this? It's like,
Wasting my hard-earned money.
you mean just
I got for mowing lawns and shit.
right. You mean just in general, like
Yeah,
ever?
just in general, ever.
Oh, God. You guys go first.
You got. I didn't really like any Need for Speed game after.
Or did you want to like Need for Speed?
Underground 2.
That's,
Or Most Wanted. Actually, my bad.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
fair.
it was Carbon. Carbon was real bad to me.
Yeah,
That was pretty bad.
that's when they started doing the canyon racing. and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was pretty cheap.
See, I used to be a big Need for Speed fan, and I loved Underground and Underground 2, but because I'm a big car guy, what EA used, what the Need for Speed games usually did was that they would take whatever popular trends in the kind of car customization culture were, and then they would just make a game based around it. So if drifting got popular in the US back in 2003, then they would make more drifting-based games where you're in the canyons, just like here in Japan or whatever. But after Underground 2, something was missing. They just kind of became this kind of, assembly line pushed out, kind of like Call of Duty to me. It's just kind of like very simplistic formula, and they just pushed the game out. But
Yeah, at least it's not Call of Duty in space.
Infinite War.
Yeah.
Good old Call of Duty in space. So what about you, Eclipse Bunny? Game you was like, damn, I can't wait for this shit to come out.
Right.
And you was like, I should have waited.
When you first said it, it was. First thing that popped into my mind was MK9.
Really?
Yeah.
wow.
Mortal Kombat 9?
I was 100%. I was like so freaking hyped. I was like, yes, they're coming out with another one. I'm ready. And then it came out, and I think the story is what did it for me.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 9 had a really good
thought it had a pretty good story too.
I don't know.
I have fun.
It was actually pretty interesting.
It was fun, but like
I think I know a
between-
Mortal Kombat player that would hate this. this guy.
In fact,
between the fighting mechanics, the way the characters looked, and the story.
I mean, I don't know.
know.
Honestly, I think Mortal Kombat 9's story mode played out better than it did in 10.
I think because
Yeah, definitely.
I was still stuck on the old ones, and it just
Really? You liked Armageddon?
the what?
Wait,
I actually
like,
enjoy Armageddon.
when you say
Yeah.
old ones, you talking about like MK 1 through 3 Ultimate or like Deadly
PS2
Alliance and
games.
stuff? Okay.
Did you like Mortal Kombat Armageddon?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
That
Yeah.
was
It was fun as a kid.
It was.
very matchable.
one thing I liked about those games was because those were the first ones that really implemented variations, but you could change them in the middle, and it made for some sweet ass combos.
The game is broken.
It was sweet. Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, I think that will have to be it. Because any other game that I got, it was mainly the classic games that everyone loves. So, because my parents kind of bought my games. So,
Mortal Kombat 4.
they bought my games for a while, so they're like nothing too violent, but you know, if everyone else likes it, then we're gonna buy it for you.
Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
Not
Actually,
Mo-
I take that back.
Oh, thank God.
Halo.
The first one?
The first one was fun.
The only one I played was on 360.
So
The
that's
Three?
three.
Halo 3 or 2?
3.
Right,
3.
Three.
2 wasn't on 360.
I
That was on, yeah.
just hated the look of it and the gameplay of it, and I was like, what is this? I just don't understand, and I just don't
But were
play
you
it.
hyped for Halo 3?
I was a little bit, because the commercials were really awesome.
False advertising.
Yeah.
So what about you, Redline?
I mean, I'll just pull an easy one. I remember I pre-ordered. I was excited for. I left straight from work and went right to the mall and picked it up. And I I got back home and I put in Soul Calibur 4, and I played story mode because I'm a big fan of Soul Calibur, like the Soul series lore. Because I used to read about a lot of it. I've had all the games, even Soul Blade. Shout out. And I beat the story mode in like 5 seconds, and then it's just kind of like, nice art, but like hand drawn endings. And then I went into character creation mode. I was like, all right, well, aside from loving everything about the series, I do enjoy character creation mode, because in Soul Calibur 3, as broken as the game was, it was fun. But
it was fun as fuck.
Yeah. But what really pissed me off about 4 was, you remember in Soul Calibur 3, like, even though the moves were really like super nerfed, like they weren't really completed move sets. Yeah. But everybody had, you could like use character specific creation things, like the sickle, or the one we had the shuriken on his back.
The ninja dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in 4, it was like, okay, these are just palette swaps. Because I would sit there, I would make characters all day. Like, okay, this is sweet. So I was just like, all right, well, what good is it if, I'm just palette swapping. And then Namco had went ahead and they had got like 3 Japanese artists who do mangas to make 3 original characters for the game. And then they would just palette swap. So one was like Cervantes, one was like the little demon girl at the club, and
who was that? Demon girl at the club.
She was one of the guest characters on Soul Calibur 4. But it was super trash. It was garbage. So that pissed me off, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped pre-ordering games unless I knew what they were about.
But you didn't like The Apprentice?
No. In fact, my theory, because I've said this to a million people.
Oh, snaps.
Right. Well, no. If you look at the Soul series, all the Soul Calibur games that had guest characters in them always lacked a lot of content. Mm-hmm. So Soul Calibur 2, fun as hell, really balanced fighting system and shit like that. It was fun. It was addictive, but it didn't really have content like Soul Calibur 1 or Soul Blade did. And then Soul Calibur 4, guest characters, lacks on content. Soul Calibur 5, hyper ass, guest character Ezio. Doesn't really have any content. It doesn't really have story mode. Yeah. So, Soul Calibur 4 at that time was really just used as kind of a billboard for the Force Unleashed, and all the Star Wars characters in every trailer. And what? Why? If you gonna let me create characters, and you got a Star Wars license in your fucking game,
why can't we use lightsabers?
Why can't I use lightsabers? Why can't I make a Sith or a Jedi? Like, that's just the stupidest shit I'd ever experienced. And I almost went right back to fucking Meridian Mall and took it back. I was so mad, but
definitely stop.
Yeah,
that was a dumb decision.
Yeah, how about you, Babito?
You already said Need for Speed.
Yeah.
No, Need for Speed. Oh,
silly goose. Anyway,
how about you, Quasar?
Final Fantasy 13. Definitely.
Yeah.
I remember even because I was down south at the time in Virginia. I had to catch a ride because I had no car. I was down there, so I caught the ride, pre-ordered it, went to Walmart, had to pay my man for gas money to do that. Got the game, hyped, took a picture and shit. I took a picture of me smiling with the game. I was hyped. I'm like, I'm about to play the fuck out of this shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was Final Fantasy 13.
First 5 minutes of the game, just a corridor.
The game, first off, the opening sequence of at least 3 hours, because before I could even play the game, I was like, oh, okay, I can't wait to play. Ooh, I can't. Damn,
Right.
Eventually, and then you had to wait 40 hours for the shit to install in your system. Yeah. And then the characters were so fucking horrible. Like, Snow is like the weakest character they could have ever thought of as a hero in any game.
Yeah.
And then you had Hope, who was basically the equivalent of I don't know if anybody's watched Evangeline, but Shinji.
Yeah.
And then Lightning, who was nothing.
Female Cloud.
Cloud was better.
Yeah.
And Cloud was better than Avid Children, and he had absolutely no personality in that movie. And you gave me Lightning, and then you gave me the most racist character I've ever played with in any game. You got a black dude with a fro.
And a chicken.
A little chicken as a pet.
Well, actually, no, that's actually a common trope with a lot of black characters in Japanese games.
Yeah, but
I always wondered what it was.
I was like, really?
But no, I can definitely understand that. They tried to They tried to fix it up a little bit by like lightning returns, but the
wait.
damage was done.
Wait, 13-2 was pretty decent. I had fun with it.
I can't. 13. First off, I like the battle system. But the way that they implemented it as far as gameplay goes was terrible. Because I could literally just push a button and win. It was no difficulty at all. It wasn't a difficult game at all. It was one of the easiest Final Fantasies I've ever played. Next to Final Fantasy VIII, where I could just level up to 100 in the first area.
And it was linear.
It was linear as fuck until like Mission 11, where you in this big ass world with dinosaurs and shit. But by that time, I was so bored of the game. Like the story was bad.
But the soundtrack was on point.
Soundtrack was good, but
I don't think I've ever played a Final Fantasy that had a bad soundtrack.
I don't think those exist. Like Square Enix knows how to.
Shout out to the 90s.
Yeah, right. Square Enix knows how to make a good soundtrack, but everything else, like Vanille, oh my god, Vanille. Oh Jesus!
Now, I had a question. Now, was it Square Enix's initial intention to make? Because I forgot what it's called, the Crystallis something, Crystal, whatever. It was a kind of universe they were building.
Oh, for Final Fantasy 13?
Yeah. Was it their goal to make Final Fantasy 13
like 7
versus 13
in
now
the same
15
universe.
in the same? Okay.
Yeah. They weren't gonna have a connection like as far as meeting up.
Right.
But it was supposed to take place in the same world, kind of like how Final Fantasy 12 is in Ivalice and Final Fantasy Tactics is in Ivalice.
And 14 Reborn.
Yeah, 14 Reborn. Like 7 has all its, add-ons and shit. They were trying to create its own universe, and they failed spectacularly.
Right.
It wasn't even close because I don't understand. They spent all this money on cutscenes, not realizing that the story was horrible.
Yeah,
and it was probably confusing, and it was probably the best story out of all that whole trilogy, which is fucked up.
Yeah,
the characters were soulless. Like at least in Final Fantasy X, and I don't really like that cast. It's a good Final Fantasy. I think it's personally overrated, but I'm not gonna get into that. But I think it's overrated because the cast of characters are nothing. It's Auron and exactly. So at least Final Fantasy X had Auron. 13 had no likable characters.
No.
And I'm a really character-based, story-based gamer. So if I can't connect with any of these characters, I'm already having a bad time. Now the gameplay is okay, but if all I have to do is mash one button, I don't even have to mash a button. I set a program to play out and it works, and then I don't have to do anything for the rest of the game. So I'm just doing this throughout the whole game.
So basically, it was the game was kind of used as a platform to bring in more, make Final Fantasy more accessible to people who weren't necessarily accustomed to old school turn-based style RPGs and shit.
And it was pretty, so people were going to buy it regardless. Because PS3 is pretty, I want it.
Yeah.
And then it turned out like that.
Can we discuss the death of turn-based games? It's making me sad.
Persona 5.
I'm loving it.
Costume Quest 2.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Persona 5 is coming out.
Yeah, but
next year, why?
But you can't even pre-order it because it's all sold out.
Really?
His
Yeah,
face.
well, the collector's edition at least.
Fuck, I want that.
Yeah, it's gone.
Fuck.
Day one.
Damn.
Xenogears 2.
That'll never come out.
No. Somebody will crowdfund it.
Nope.
No. You gotta wait.
I think after Megan, what was it?
Megan Fox.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was putting their money towards anything.
Well, that's Capcom. Well, that's like Capcom. That's their name.
Yeah, I was like, I put $50 towards Shenmue 3.
I also put $50 towards Shenmue 3. I was so hyped when they was like, "Oh, Shenmue 3 is coming." I was like, my credit card.
Right.
Take long money.
Right.
So like, I didn't even finish the first two, but fuck it.
We're probably not gonna get any news next year. So.
That game is long. Both of them are extremely long.
So?
I think I got to in Shenmue 1. I got to right when he was about to leave the island.
Oh
so
yeah.
I was close. And then Shenmue 2, I think I got halfway into it.
But it's such a great game.
What, Shenmue 3? Or
Shenmue and Shenmue in general.
Yeah.
It's well written.
What is this game about? Because you guys keep saying it, I think about the well.
The well. Basically, I mean, it's. I mean, in a nutshell, it's a story about a young man's, path to revenge for his father being killed, but the reason why it's so like the reason why it's so well liked by a lot of people is because it came out in a time where you didn't expect games to really be that
immersive.
Yeah, it was real. It was kind of like it takes place in 1980s Japan, and it was just it's a well written, well narrated game.
It's like a life simulator.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was like one of the first life simulators.
Yeah, and the reason it takes so long to beat and stuff is because you have to wait real time to do stuff. So
it's like night and day cycles.
But like every second is accounted as a minute in the game. So.
But it is a really long game. You can go into people's houses. You can go to different arcades. You can go into stores and buy shit. Travel all the place, interact with people. It's basically Grand Theft Auto before Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and I can't stress it enough. Probably one of the best yet underrated soundtracks in any video game series. So.
I'll have to put that on my list.
I don't know. Streets of Rage is underrated as hell, but it's one of the best soundtracks ever.
Yeah, but no, people. I mean,
Sega in general.
You play Dreamer from Streets of Rage 2, and everybody gonna know what it is.
I don't know. People are starting to forget.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage.
Wait, was Dreamer Streets of Rage 1 or 2?
2.
That's 2. Yeah.
But Sega had a lot of. I'll give Sega this before they became disappointing. They made a lot of godlike ass soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
Streets of Rage, Sonic,
Altered Beast. I liked it.
Shenmue, and they were really good at it. It's unfortunate they made the Dreamcast.
What?
The Dreamcast had like 2 good games.
No, the Dreamcast had more than that. The Dreamcast had Soul Calibur. The Dreamcast had Shenmue. It had Power Stone. It had that stupid ass fish game with the microphone.
Fish game was trash.
But it sold for some reason.
They had
It had Space Channel 5.
Also trash.
No, and Dreamcast had like the best 2K games.
The best 2K game?
That's where 2K started making their money, was on Dreamcast.
Jet Set Radio.
Yes.
Okay, they had like 10 games.
There you go. All right.
10 games for a system that had over 100. It's not good. They had good arcade ports, but the controller was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a popular controller. I liked it a lot because that memory stick with the little screen on it where you could do everything to it from the memory stick itself was super innovative.
The Neopet memory stick.
Yeah, the Gigapet, the Tamagotchi.
The controller wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as the very first Xbox controller.
Oh my god, you talking about the white and black buttons?
Oh god.
I mean, the Xbox controller is just a refined Dreamcast controller. That's all it is.
And still bad though.
It was pretty trash.
But
the worst controller ever.
Yeah, but they Dreamcast came out at the wrong time. But you know what? Sony makes most of their money from arcade machines and software. So it's
Well, PS2, the reason it sold so well is because it's the greatest system ever. It is one of the. I don't know if it's the greatest.
Actually, no. I would say I think PS1 would still be better than PS2.
I think PS1 is better than PS2 too. I had a lot more fun on PS1 than I did PS2.
Yeah. Nope. The thing I liked about PS1 too was that was when SquareSoft used to make. They wouldn't make full-fledged RPGs, but they made a lot of like little action adventure games.
Yeah, they did.
Threads of Fate is still one of my favorite. Brave Fencer Musashi. Yep. Chocobo Racing.
Vandal Hearts?
Vagrant. No, I'm thinking Vagrant Story.
Vagrant Story, that's what I meant to say.
Vagrant Story.
Parasite Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play that.
Great soundtrack.
There's a lot of good games on PlayStation.
You would like it. You would like it.
There's a lot of good games on PlayStation. PlayStation 1. I like PS2, but I think PS1 has my heart.
PlayStation 2 still works for me, so.
But speaking of that, do you think developers are out of ideas?
Yes.
Yes. If we get one more Mario, one more Sonic, one more Halo, one more Call of Duty.
One more remake anything.
By the end of this year, that they did not announce at EVO. Yeah.
You mean E3?
Yeah, E3. Thank you. My bad.
I don't think developers are. I don't think you can ever run out of ideas per se, but I think that
they're not trying.
Yeah, I think some of it is that certain studios are relying on very, proven formulas to kind of just, keep stocks high and get some games out and make some money. I think some of it too is that a lot of people still don't fully know how to utilize the current technology, and even though you disagree.
Because there's a lot of the games coming out are basically PC ports.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
So it's like they do know how to use technology, just as they want to be lazy. Because I guess in the past they've learned from their experiences that we can make money doing this, and this. So why ever change it? Because people are going to continue to buy this, and this.
Right.
So until people stop doing that, we're going to get the same Call of Duty games. We're going to get the same third-person shooter games. We're going to get the same sport games and stuff
Call
like
of
that.
Duty in space now, though.
Oh boy!
I think it's more so laziness combined with making things look pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Franchise.
make it look pretty. Keep the same formula, make it look pretty because we don't want to do a lot of work. Because what we're doing now makes us enough money.
And even though I have no faith in this game at all, No Man's Sky is probably one of the most innovative things I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah, I was really excited about that at E3 last year.
Yeah, so
Better not be disappointing.
I don't have faith in it because there's only 3 people making that game, and you expect me to believe that there are all these worlds that I can travel to that's going to have different things that I can do on them.
And I'll never run into any other person ever.
You can run into people,
But not like
a lot.
It's not gonna be frequent.
right?
Come on.
You taking a big step on the hardware that we have.
Yeah.
So
And the service.
I'm excited about it, but I'm not gonna have my expectations super high. I think it's just gonna be a good step in the right direction.
And I think that's almost kind of safe for most games coming out nowadays. And it's funny saying this. I think especially for games that are highly anticipated. Because, I mean, Destiny was highly anticipated. Everybody knew that was going to be a great game at launch. It was trash. It was absolute garbage.
It was horrible at launch.
I mean, it was a nice excuse to go to a midnight release and be a little drunk. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it was... everybody got, it was trash. It was trash.
She was real booty.
I'm just keeping my hopes low, so I'm not disappointed for anything.
It's just weird because it took so long for people to start coming out with different ideas for this console generation.
Yeah.
Because in Sega, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, it was all new shit, right? And then when the PlayStation and the 64 came out, and Dreamcast, it was still a whole bunch of new shit. You had 3D RPGs and Resident Evils and all that. And then PS2 came out and it was like, oh, we can do such and such, so we can have Grand Theft Autos and Dreamcast can have Shenmues.
You can play your old system.
Right, you can play old games and shit. That was
so you don't have
completely
to buy
new
it.
idea.
You didn't have to buy
And then PS3 came out with a whole bunch of different, and Xbox 360. Oh, I got BioWare, I got Mass Effect. I can choose my own story.
Right.
Uncharted and Last of Us and new fighting games and things like that. And then PS4 and Xbox One is like
PS1
for the first couple of years. The first couple of years, just like
Just crickets.
I've played this before. It's just
Let's
pretty.
keep recycling.
Yeah.
Well, it actually brings up something else because me and Paragon were talking about this not that long ago. And he was talking about
Rest in peace, Paragon.
Right, yeah, he's better. He's talking about franchising, and it was kind of interesting because I think a lot of these studios, they want to franchise their games so much because it kind of stifles the ability for them to step outside of that box and to just make creative games. It takes certain kind of chances with stuff. But I think a lot of times too is that they allow or they let the indie studios or what would be considered indie studios to kind of take that market while they kind of pour tons and tons of money into certain projects and then just Right. So, but I mean, I wish Square Enix would make some action adventure game like they used to make back in the day. I wish Capcom would make some, something that's not necessarily a fighting game or Resident Evil.
Something even
Or
if
just
it's a fighting game like a Power Stone.
Right,
We don't have that anymore.
Right.
That's nothing I can compare that to.
Power Stone was better than Smash Brothers, and yes, I said it.
Power Stone is
So-
way better. Way better than Smash Brothers.
We all know that.
If you disagree with that, you can find me on Twitter.
Capcom
Find me on Twitter.
Capcom had a lot of good games back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And Square Enix did too.
UN Squadron.
BioWare, I don't know what the hell happened to them. EA.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Even Activision. Activision sucks now, but they had Tony Hawk.
Well, they came out with Tony Hawk Ride.
But it's not
Tony
as
Hawk
good.
5 is
Yeah,
trash.
it was
I was about to say.
It's
nothing-
just
Just
like
having a good skating game since Skate.
you said. And then
Yeah.
even the indie market is starting to become the same thing.
yeah.
It's
2D
the same
side
2D. Oh, retro shit.
It's
Oh,
like
nostalgia.
Even all the horror ones.
yeah. I
story
said
Christ.
I said this.
Oh,
I said this
scary
2
game.
years ago. I said the problem I had with a lot of indie games, which is the reason why I usually fucking avoid them, is because if you play the game, it looks like a bunch of hipsters just got together and just smoke the bowl while playing like Mega Man or playing like Mappy Land or something. It was just like, you know what? It's like, let's make a game, bro. And then they just got together and they just took like some of the same pixels and the same textures and shit. Like I played, what was that, Shovel Knight? Like the game is it's fun, but it's just like I'm playing it. I'm like, this was like Mega Man 2. It even had literally one of the same enemies, and I'm like, don't bank on my nostalgia all the time. Like, and that goes for Sony and them too. Like, you don't have to bank on my nostalgia. Like, if you put out a creative, new, different IP, I'm gonna want to try it out if I think it's appealing. So, I don't know, but I have played some indie games like Gungeon. That's fun.
Transistor was really good, but they made Bastion too, so I had a lot of faith in it anyway.
Right.
It's a couple of companies out there that are still trying to push the envelope, but man, it's far and few in between. It's getting tiring. So hopefully this year, I mean, a lot of things are coming out. Final Fantasy 15 looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Get ready to have no life.
No life.
I will see all you guys in 2020.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
That's when the fourth disc come out.
So that's something I'm really excited about. What else is coming out this year?
God of War. No,
Not
next
this
year.
Horizon's coming out next year. That looks pretty good. No Man's Sky is coming out, like we stated.
What is coming out this year? I have no idea.
New King of Fighters, that's not really
Nothing
Something
really.
comes out in October.
The KOF 14 vanilla. So we'll get the rest of the game next year.
No, 2 years. Had to go to Japan first. Just like they did with was that Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear.
Oh, the new Gears of War, but it's
More of the same.
Yeah.
hopefully next couple of years, maybe they can do something special with VR.
Last of Us 2, give it to me.
You guys have fun with VR.
No.
I'm sorry. The only reason I would even get VR is to play any horror game
Resident Evil 7
with friends around.
Forgot that is coming out. So,
that's January, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about VR and Tekken?
That's the dumbest.
Is that? Did they announce that?
Yes.
I'm like, what for? What?
Why do you need that?
I don't know.
Like, I don't want to.
Remember those old,
Right.
those old things at GameWorks where you can get on the it's like a DDR pad, and you just punch.
Yeah.
Tekken 3, that shit was funny.
But it's like I don't want to watch EWGFs coming at me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't duck them on reaction. What's the
right.
point?
I'm not gonna do it in real life.
Right.
But what's coming up on the channel, guys?
Hopefully we're wait, what are we doing? Oh, we're doing
Monday we're doing Costume Quest.
Yes.
Finally.
Recording a video next week, right?
Yeah.
Costume Quest 2.
Costume Quest 2. We're gonna
Yes.
have
Voiceovers.
I get to get my Robin Williams on.
another video is gonna be something special. You're just gonna have to see what that is.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh shit, what could it be?
Oh my.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm just as shocked as you guys.
Well, you know, the best interview with getting to know Quasar is coming up sometime this week. You know, the best. Excuse me, I said the best.
We already know who you are. You a motherfucker that gonna play Zelda. That's who you are.
Cause it's trash. But
no, it's not.
I'll be coming up on the channel, so you guys keep looking out for that. Any last words?
Well, I want to see a Shenmue HD remake.
Asking for a lot there.
I still want Jade Empire on it, and I'll buy it.
Also asking for a lot. Damn, y'all just want miracles.
Sure do.
But if a Final Fantasy VII remake and a Resident Evil 2 one can be made, bucket. Anything can.
Yep.
What about you, Eclipse Buddy?
Chocolate.
Donuts.
Right.
Cookies.
Cupcakes.
No.
You serious?
You gotta be different.
I got shit to say. Ready for the weekend. Catch y'all later.
All right, everybody.
Peace.